In this video, we demonstrate the Ego Power Plus with the dual 5-amp batteries on relatively light snow, about 1.5 pounds per path foot. So the width of the machine, a foot, weighs about 1.5 pounds. Later in the video, I'll show you how I measure that. I have done videos earlier of snow as dense as 4.5 pounds per path foot. So about 3 times as dense, and the Ego Power Plus handled that quite readily. So this will be no problem today, just going to try it out under some easy conditions. And as I've mentioned in earlier videos, with this type of light snow, I should have no problem with the dual 5-amp batteries clearing the entire driveway on a single charge. Down at the bottom, I spent some time clearing out snow that had been thrown up by the snowplow, about 6 inches deep, chunky, much heavier. No problem, as you saw. For this operator, it was a little bit too steep and heavy to push uphill, and so she's going to take the option of just rolling it up where it's already been blown and hitting it downhill. By the way, down at the bottom, it's about twice as deep as it is up here. So more like 4.5 inches, which would mean more like 4.5 pounds of snow per path foot. And it is about a 6% grade and a 100-yard or more driveway. So it takes some work to get up the hill in these conditions. Increasingly wet and heavy. It's not that cold. Finally, we get to my favorite section, this little bit of flat here. This is finish off the driveway. Still going strong on the original charge. The snow is very wet and sticky, and it has built up in there a little bit, but doesn't seem to be hurting the performance much. So we finished the driveway, and this is what the inside of the machine looks like. I have not done any clearing out of the machine before, and you can see it has caked up a little bit in places, but the chute never got plugged. I never had to uncover the plug. And here I'll just use my hand to show you kind of what got built up there. And yes, I have disconnected the battery, so there's no risk that the machine will spontaneously turn on and hurt me. You can do that, by the way. You don't have to take the batteries all the way out, just loosen them as if you're going to take it out. So towards the end there, when I was doing that flat part, you could hear that when I would start up the motor, it would hesitate a little bit. And that's because it was overcoming the resistance of this caked on snow. So, but once it got going, I don't think it really hurt its snow removal performance. And so I never felt that while I was blowing I had to stop and do what I'm doing right now. I'm doing this mostly to show what had built up, and of course when I put it back in the garage, it will reduce the amount of melted snow on the garage floor. So, like, here's a caked on thing. So the chute path narrows, of course, and that's going to restrict things somewhat. But as you saw, I did not have to stop and do any of this during the job itself. And again, if you're going to do something like this, make sure you take the batteries out first. Okay, I'm going to take it back. Seeing how much farther it now throws the snow after having cleared out, the plugging that you saw was having an impact on performance, but not enough to make it unworkable. As with the other two times that I've blown the driveway in about this density of snow, this level of stickiness, it was able to do the entire driveway plus that bump out, and right at this point is when the light started to flash red every once in a while. So I now have just a little bit of sidewalk to finish, and I think that will take it to the end. Still green. Just turned red. Okay, it's a steady red now, but it's still working. Back to green. Start green, it goes red. Keep working on. So as you can see, light is red, but it's still working. In my experience, you can continue working it once it turns red for maybe 5 minutes. To measure the snow density, just get your favorite shovel, measure its width, scoop up an amount of snow equal to 1 shovel width by 1 shovel length. Measure the depth with a ruler, like in this case it's about a little over 1.5 inches. Put it in a bucket and weigh it, and then calculate the volume of the snow and the density in kilograms per cubic meter. That's kind of the standard.